Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Perhaps we should turn on this light here, actually. Just give me 1 second. Hi. Okay. How's everybody's day going? How's the weekend going? Pop up from under the desk. Hello. My bun is just not how I like. Okay, it's Sunday. Hi, Kara. How are you doing? How are you feeling? My outfit of the day, I feel like I'm wearing a two-tailed tux. I'm not even going to lie. Check this out. Does this not look like a two-tailed tux? This sweater is so large. I feel like I have wings on my butt. But it's a Lululemon. And it matches my Lululemon tights. But I sure feel like I got a big tail going on the big backside here. You know? And without the belt, it's just loose. So I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess we're going to go with the belt, right? Because it's just a baggy sweater, you know, plain Jane or whatever. So I thought, well, we'll bring it in and hopefully that'll make it look not so baggy. I don't know. What do y'all think? Oh, I got a lot of stuff I need to get done today, folks, but I'm excited to hang out with all of y'all. And hey, if you enjoy the outfit of the day, smash that like button. We did makeup on TikTok this morning, and like I said, my hair bun is just driving me crazy. You like the sweater? I mean, I like the price that I got for the sweater, but it's a little bit baggy or different for my look, you know? I've worn it a couple of times here online. We're going to try to do the bun better. Let's just say that. Hopefully it turns out nice. A little better? I don't know. Whatever. All right. Okay, so I don't know what everybody is having for your drink today. You like the hair better down, Billy? I just feel like it's in the way of my cute little festive earrings. You feel like you're losing your mind? I sing that song all the time. What's it called? I can't remember the artist or whatever, but that Meet Me in the Middle song. Of course I can't remember the artist, right? Of course. But yeah. It's been a busy week, of course. Hello, Mehmet. That's because you have the two little ones right now, right? So being pregnant with the third, yes, you would feel a little bit. If I only had a brain, you must watch a lot of children's shows. Salut Yvette, ma belle. Comment ça va? Turn to sit to the side. You can see the pretty tree, right? Thank you for the compliment, Mehmet. I'm okay. Other than my back pain, I'm fine. Hello, Eric. Hello, Usama. What's up, everybody? Okay, so today I wanted to kind of bring up Joyeux Noël. Today I wanted to bring up some of the natural disasters that have happened in 2019. And there has been a lot. Oh, my neck and back, you guys. Okay, so January 2019, there was like a dinosaur-sized asteroid, dinosaur-sized killing asteroid that triggered mile-high tsunamis that spread through the oceans. Sorry, I'm just reading quickly here. Okay, hang on. Well, the case, so the common denominator, obviously, of the things that I've noticed is it's all like the weather related. So there's a lot of wind and water and fires that had happened throughout the year. Hello, Francis. Natural disasters monitoring. So the Bolivia Civil Defense published an updated report regarding heavy rain and flood situations in their country. Overall, 14,000 people were affected. 50 homes were destroyed, and 10 municipalities declared an emergency situation. The most affected departments were Santa Cruz, Cochabamba, Torija, Potosi, and the northern parts of La Paz. And definitely the rain affected a lot of people around the world. Even in North America, there was severe flooding throughout the year, right? Hi, Gianna Marie. Thanks, hon. I'm probably still going to put my hair up because it's bugging me today. I got caught up in reading. I got a really nice compliment on the color of my hair yesterday. It was really nice of somebody to say. There we go. There's the look. poor Kara. I hope that our little chat today will help pick up your spirits, and I hope you don't feel too down. This lighting sucks, though. It's cloudy here today. Very sorry about that. Tornado touched down in Louisiana on December 16th, near where your two sons and family live, Yvette. Says power outage, lots of building destruction, but no fatalities. Wow. See, that doesn't happen very often. Usually, if you're talking about a natural disaster, it's something that's severe and it's going to affect a lot of people, you know? All right. I think I'm finished fidgeting, folks. Sorry. So again, another natural disaster that happened in Guatemala in the middle of January. There was disaster reduction, CONRAD, like the National Coordination for Disaster Reduction, published update regarding the low temperatures and heavy rain. The number of people affected increased, bringing the total to 6,925 people affected. Okay. I was watching a video on TikTok, actually. It was of it was based in Australia because of the fires that are going on there, where you saw a chopper dropping down a basket. Well, it looked like an upside down umbrella kind of thing at first. I was like, what is this? What am I watching? And you see a pool, somebody's pool in their yard, and this thing dips down, drops right into their pool. And when it picks up, it just opens up and fills with all this water, and the chopper is able to pick up the water and go take it to where it's needed. Thank you, Ricky Burley. I appreciate the compliment. That's very sweet of you. Sorry, folks, for the dead air. Yeah, it was super cool because it looked, like I said, it looked like a closed up umbrella. And when it dropped into the pool, once it had scooped water, it expanded into this huge, like, barrel, basically. And the chopper was able to lift it up and go and drop the water onto the fires in the area. I mean, sometimes you have to just take the water where you can get it. And in this instance, it was somebody's backyard pool, but I mean, it's just going to burn away anyways. If might as well use the water, right? I don't know. But then, yeah, it dropped the water over onto. I can't type today, but it probably doesn't help that I'm sitting on an angle. Well, this really is alive, right? Can always tell when I'm concentrating because I'm just like, this isn't working. What I'm doing isn't working. And of course, I lose people because of it. I'm sorry, folks. I really am. Oh, Sometimes, though, technology. Okay. So recently, there was, of course, the flooding that happened in with the Amazon River in Amazonas state in Brazil, where thousands of people were flooded out, literally right in their own homes. Floods and the heat waves are sort of shattering records for sure. Also, a lot of volcanoes on the island of Stromboli. There was in Italy, there was one. And of course, we have the Guatemala volcano. I covered that story this past year where village people were literally trapped in their huts and their homes, if you will, and literally burned alive because they had nowhere to go. We've had the Hawaii volcanoes that were sort of continuously and constantly erupting, literally pouring out train car loads, like one entire train car every second. Like it was just like spew, spew, spew. I think it even reached the point of an entire football field was pouring out every second, literally reshaping the world type thing. Well, down in Hawaii. South Africa saw a lot of drought. There was really like no rain over in their area, even though there was a ton of clouds. There was no rain that fell, leaving things pretty desperate, right? Japan dealt with typhoons, where, you know, of course, the amount of debris that follows with a typhoon and the sheer power of the water washing away literally everything in its path is got to be nothing short of scary, right? There was also fires in California and BC and Ontario. I know, you know, even like Canada here in Manitoba, at one point this past summer, there was so much fires going on either side. It snuffed out our sky. We literally had like a red sun and clouds that were just a different color. Like it was just constantly dark all the time because of the amount of smoke. There was heat waves in Germany and Spain and Malaga that were just astronomical. And then cyclones. There was Cyclone Kenneth north of Pemba, Mozambique, that literally just ripped roofs off of the homes and stripped trees of their leaves. And I mean, it was just unbelievable wind speeds. Mud covers seaside. There was even mudslides and avalanches that were happening, right? But there was a heavy storm on the island of Great Gritty in Greece, where mud just literally covered the seaside near a village of Fodel. And following that was, of course, flash floods due to the heavy storms. And then, like I said, these fires that were happening in Australia. So the Colo Heights Public School from the Gospers Mountain fire near Colo Heights, southwest of Sydney, Australia, dealt with some severe fires. There was heavy rains in Pilar de la Horeda in Spain, where rescue workers literally had to go by boat into a tunnel, which was a roadway, you know, but somebody got stranded in the tunnel. And I mean, literally on top of their vehicle kind of thing, waiting for some help. could get washed away at any time kind of thing. I mean, it was probably really lucky that they were at least in a tunnel so that the water was kind of broken up from its speed of moving, right? Typhoon Kamuri hit the Sorsogon province in the Philippines that literally ripped apart huge areas and devastated the community. And of course, we had the Amazon jungle burning in Brazil, which is part of our oxygen. That area really being on fire is not a good thing, right? And I think more than, let me just search. So 65%, 2,980 square kilometers of the forest was cleared and burned in 2019, about 65%. That's a high number. Summer in Australia, severe drought, bushfire, skies are filled with smoke daily. Yes, it's just absolutely horrible because, there's no, I mean, we can combat it as humans, right? But I mean, there's no winning almost sometimes against Mother Nature, right? It's a very powerful situation. Volcanoes spewing hot ash in the eruption at Sunda Strait in Lampung, Indonesia. The fires in Australia are just crazy. Waves hitting Taizhou, China, eastern Zhejiang province, literally as high as the buildings that it's beside. Wasn't Venice dealing with so much water that some of the areas, there was literally like charter boats that would go around bringing people from one area to another, basically water taxis, right? And these boats were literally sitting up on the sidewalk because the water had raised so much and they had sort of floated that way. They stayed lodged. And that was in Venice, Italy. Flash rains in Argenda del Rey on the outskirts of Madrid, Spain. In the typhoon Hagibis, which caused severe flooding in the Chikuma River in Nagno Prefecture. I'm sorry if I'm saying any of these incorrectly. And then, of course, there was the Hurricane Barry that hit in Mandeville, Louisiana, where the water was literally like waist deep and more in some areas, especially around the homes and stuff, like crazy. The Amazon rainforest was a huge thing too. Greece also dealt with fires as well. Personnel from the Royal Bahamas Police Force removed a body that was recovered in the destroyed neighborhood in the wake of Hurricane Dorian in the Marsh Harbor. Hurricane Dorian was huge. But yeah, pretty crazy situation. Hello, Joe Toff. I'm quite a cutie. Well, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. So yeah, like I definitely wanted to cover some of those stories. I know that throughout the year and on my channel, I've covered some of them with you guys for those that have been following my channel. MTM Mathematics. Why there is not crowd on my home? What? I'm from Canada. There was an earthquake in Ireland that devastated a herd of sheep. Did the earth swallow up the sheep? That's probably why this is going off on me. Let's just get out. Well, I'm so excited. We're doing a Secret Santa with one of my works, and I'm really excited to give the gift that I have because I know that it's something that the person wanted, and yeah, I don't want to wreck it just in case the person is hearing any of this. So I'm not going to say anything about what exactly it is, you know? Okay, I'm just going to warm up my... Joe Toff, I think you may be a troll, maybe, but we can entertain you. I'm going to warm up my coffee. My outfit of the day. Does it look like I've got a two-tailed tux going on? Hey, Wendy, how you doing, honey? Annette, you love the top, but without the belt? Seriously? I find like it just looks so, I don't know, so like large. I don't know. Plus, you can see my brace. I felt like I was holding it so that you couldn't whenever I would move, you know? Well, thank you for the compliment. So, does anybody have anything they'd like to talk about? I don't know. I did want to share the natural disasters with all of y'all, so I hope you enjoyed chatting about that a little bit. I think there's something wrong with my subscriber count again. I'll have to contact YouTube and Google. No, but I just want to search. Yeah, the volcanoes, the flooding, California, Hong Kong, China, Philippines, tornadoes, fires, flooding, tsunamis, earthquakes. I'd say 2019 got hit pretty hard with a bunch, you know? What do y'all think? Ooh, what did y'all think of the upload that I did yesterday for those that have had a chance to check it out? That was the Luka Magnotta case. I don't know if anybody remembers that case or not, but it originated in Canada, and I watched a documentary on it recently and was quite impressed, not only by the sort of investigative detective type work that some of the internet people did upon viewing his heinous uploads of hurting innocent animals. I was just shocking. And I mean, they so called it by alerting the authorities and saying, hey, listen, this is what this guy's doing, and it's not going to be long before he's hurting humans. Like, you might want to go and hold him accountable for hurting animals and stuff like that. Rescue Inc. got involved. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that show, but it's all about sort of like an in-your-face approach at protecting animals. So they'll sort of do whatever's necessary to get those animals safe, back to safety, Quite ruthless, though, and the fact that this Luka Magnotta just looked so normal, he talked so normal, he was actually quite polite, and like really looked like the guy next door kind of thing, He was a struggling actor slash model, quite vain and narcissistic. I mean, it's one thing to just take care of yourself and hold yourself to a standard that you feel comfortable putting forward, something that you're proud of, right? To take it the route that he was going, I mean, he was literally like reliving moments in movies that he looked up to since he was a kid and stuff, and creating these heinous videos that he was selling to the dark web, and just horrible. These poor cats, like these kittens, they weren't even cats, they were little kittens, just tiny, and a little puppy that he hurt too. And before he finally ended up killing somebody, he was such a psycho, like holy cow. But he like looked and acted so normal. I was kind of shocked, you know. It's unfortunate his mother still seems to be just not wanting to accept that this is what her son has done. At one point in the documentary with Rescue Inc., you know, he has a sister that's a psychologist, and she was saying, you know, what would happen if you just asked him if he's the person that did the video, One Boy, Two Kittens, which was suffocating a couple of kittens in a vacuum sealed bag. Now, this all went down back in 2012. He was sentenced to life without parole in 2014. But what a freaking weirdo for real, you know? And just very full of himself. You know, you can really tell the difference between somebody who's confident and loves themselves and they're going to exude that to everybody around them compared to somebody who's just too wrapped up in it and it's gone into a horrible direction. And that's, I think, what happened with him. I wonder if Joe Toff is actually Joe Lindsay. No, Weens is not an Australian name. It's German. It's actually pronounced Wiens. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that, I guess. I don't know. I've always said, like, it's one thing to love your child, but not tolerate what they've done wrong. It's a totally different thing to think it's impossible that your child could do something wrong, because anybody can do something wrong, you know. It's each individual's person's choice as to what they're going to do every day, kind of thing, right? And some of these serial killers, as we know, have planned things like this, like Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy and some of the infamous serial killers out there, like, actually planned this stuff and were so messed up in the head you didn't realize it. You thought you were dealing with one person when in fact they were truly someone else, you know. Very, very very crazy. But yeah, I don't understand the whole not believing. Like, if you can see the evidence that your child has done something wrong, really, I mean, it's okay to love them anyways and visit and maybe even help support them in jail by giving them, you know, extra funds for things like soaps and shampoos they don't or wouldn't normally have or whatever, right? It's a totally different situation to see the evidence and think, no, that's still not even possible that my child did something like that. When it's clear as day that they actually did, such as in Ted Bundy's case, right? I mean, it was very obvious. There was a ton of evidence against this person. And, you know, he played the judicial system kind of like a fiddle at some points by getting married in Florida, you know, in the courtroom in the middle of the trial. Like, I mean, he kind of at some points was just making a mockery of things. But I just don't think, as a, like, me personally, if my child ever did something horribly wrong like that, it doesn't mean I wouldn't love them. But if the evidence showed that it really was them that did something like that, I would still love them as my child. I wouldn't condone what they did. I would not be okay with what they did, and I would absolutely express that. But, you know, the evidence doesn't lie, you know, unless it's something that's corroborated and it's all like corrupted or whatever. But that's a whole nother ball game, right? Which it happens. As we know, it happens. There's been a lot of interesting facts that have come about in the Avery case, for those that have been following that. I don't think so, Mr. Toff, because I look it up here and it says that Wien, like Wien, and Vienna are places in the world, different names for the same city in the capital of Austria. But Wien is in German, while, Vienna, of course, Austria. So, yeah, I don't see anything about fruit. And like I said, my last name, Wiens, is based from Germany. It's funny because I actually search it and it says Wiens history, family crest and coats of arms, noble surnames such as Wiens evoke images of the ancient homeland of the Austrian people. The origin bearer of the name Wiens, which is a local surname, once lived, held land, or was born in beautiful Vienna region of Austria. But my particular family was more in Uruguay and Hungary and like Germany. So get to know me. Mischief, you're back. Sherry, there is a sherry wine. Yes, that is true. Thank you for all the likes, folks. I appreciate the support. It's funny how people look up these things to try to figure out the background of somebody, but I would be shocked, and I still want to do the whole ancestry thing, but I would be shocked to learn if there was any background or family in Australia or Austria or wherever, else. Yeah, no, my father and his family migrated from Uruguay to Hungary. They were in the concentration camps, and well, my grandparents were before they had their children. They survived the concentration camp and later went on to have, 12 or 13 children. And then they migrated to Canada in Ontario. Yeah, but wean and weans are two different things, right? I mean, my last name has an S on it. So you can't just chop the S off and go Ween for me because my full last name is not Ween. It's Weens. with an S. That's why I don't think any of that pertains to me, because it's not even spelling my full name. So I was speaking with somebody else about the whole Manitoba tax credit. I actually called Canada Revenue Agency in regards to some scam emails that I was getting, stating that there was some kind of a like an income tax return or whatever, and there's money owed and blah blah blah. So I happened to be talking with Canada Revenue Agency, and I asked them if they were ever going to be bringing back the Manitoba tax credit for furthering your education. Now, of course, he had no idea, but I sort of expressed the fact that it's very disheartening to Manitobans, to us, that they're not willing to give us a tax break on our furthering our education, but rather just place us further into debt, only to start at the bottom of the payroll totem pole in whatever field it is that we've educated ourselves, and that there's benefits in other provinces throughout Canada that you can go and better your education from and be able to get the tax break and credit from. It was an interesting conversation anyways. It's still really unfortunate that that's something that's been taken off the table. And I wonder if it's something that they're ever going to bring back for us. I think it's going to be really difficult to try to get the young youths coming up behind us to want to educate themselves and better their education if they can't get any benefit from going into debt for it, other than it taking years after the education process to build up your experience to get the highest pay that ranks in the field, right? So super frustrating. I want to do that whole DNA thing. I really do. I think it'll have some interesting tidbits and facts in there. Plus, I don't have anything to hide. So it's just like, tell me what you think my background is, or what you can find from my background based on my DNA. I think that would be a really fun video to do, even together, like with all of us. So stay tuned for that. I will make it a point, and I wonder if they might have them on sale, like after Christmas, kits on sale, for the DNA ancestry type thing. Does it give you like a timeline of where your ancestors have been and where they've gone to? Because some of the commercials really make it look like that's what it is. and they can actually sort of timeline it and say, like, this is what your ancestors were doing around this time, or where they went to and why, and blah, blah, blah. So, which is really cool. Oh, well, folks, today is my only day off from my job. I have to work for tomorrow, and then Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, everything's closed. So I'm not going to have any other time to get to the store to pick up some things for myself for the holidays. So, and I do want to hang out with all of y'all. So we're definitely going to be back for Wednesday, which is like the holiday day. So hang on, let me just grab my calendar. Yeah. So the holiday day where everything's sort of closed is the 25th on Wednesday. So we're definitely going to be hanging out again here Wednesday. I might pop in for a surprise live on Christmas Eve evening to have a glass of wine and just chat. If you are somebody who hasn't, you want to be notified of that and you haven't maybe selected the notifications, click the bell and then select the option that you'd like. If you want to be notified of any of the posts or anytime I'm live or anything on the community page or uploads, you select that all option. It'll definitely let you know. YouTube's been getting really, really good at making sure that those notifications are going out as well. If you enjoyed the video hanging out today together, please give it a like. I appreciate the form of support. And if you're new, well, hey, hit that subscribe button. We have tons of interactive conversations here. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's, allowed to come in and join. I would really love if people told us where they're from in the world, where they're chatting from, but that's not a requirement. You like the nails? No, I actually do them myself. So thank you for that. I have broken a couple with work, scrubbing and all kinds of junk. So regardless, then we're going to be back on Sunday, of course, for our usual meet, which is right here, 1 p.m. Central Time. Saturday, so Sunday would be the 29th. So and then we'll probably do something for the New Year's together, right? I did say we're going to do the chocolate fondue fountain thing, but I've got a few people coming over sporadically throughout the holidays, so I'm going to try and squeeze it all in so that we all get to spend some time together. I really enjoy hanging out with all of y'all. I could not do this without you, so thank you. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your weekend. Happy holiday season greetings, Merry Christmas, and all that fun jazz. I hope everybody has great time spending with their family and holidays goes well, full of lots of love, light, laughter, good food, good drinks, good conversations. That's what it's all about, folks, right? Getting to spend some time with those people that you maybe don't see so much all year long. Your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, So I hope everybody has a great holiday. It's going to be on fire, God damn it, right? This year we're going to have some fun together, so stay tuned. We're going to play some games and we're going to have some drinks and it's going to be a blast. So I hope to have y'all join. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of the week. We'll see you again soon for another true story with me, Sherry Weens. Bye for now, folks. Stay safe out there, okay?